Hi, my name is Nuno. I'll be showing you how to use our app to quickly analyze your pipeline of real estate locations for a restaurant or cloud kitchen business and determine which one will fit it best. First, we'll pick a city. We currently cover over 30 cities in the US. For this example, I'm going to go with Atlanta. Next, we'll be selecting the competition depending on your specific niche. So we have all kinds of similar businesses, so feel free to select whichever one is closest to yours. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'll use the Mexican. We also have the ability to select different types of competitors, specific competitors. And since we're going for Mexican, I'll go ahead and select Taco Bell. Now, we have two options. We can either go to City Insights and have a broader view of the market, or go straight to site selection and identify which sites that I've looked into are better based on data. If we start with City Insights, this will give you, as I was saying, the overview on certain metrics. Anything from demographics, including age, income, as well as then everything that has to do with the restaurant universe within that city. So we have all kinds of information from which categories have the most outlets, which ones are the most reviewed or lowest rated. You can see how the rating and the number of reviews correlate over time. What are the most common category pairings? So since you've selected Mexican here on the left, we can see here that, for instance, Mexican are normally about 26% of the time associated with fast food, another 16 with bars, American, and so forth. You can also see the price ranges. In this case, for Mexican, most of them are in the low to lower mid tier, with very limited being the upper mid and high priced outlets. You can compare how that works against other categories here. As you can see, categories like French cuisine have the highest concentration of upper mid price range. Then you can also look into the brands themselves within the market. In this case, the one with the most outlets in Atlanta is Taco Bell with 115. But you can also see others. For instance, the ones with the most reviews is No Mas Cantina with about 1.3 thousand reviews per single restaurant, and other as well as other indicators. So this is here you can see all sorts of brands, the highest reviewed ones, as well as activity here in terms of operating hours. When are they open, so that you can find your niche in case someone is not open at a time that your business could potentially be open at. And lastly, we have the areas, which streets and neighborhoods feature the most, in this case, Mexican brands. Right? So you can see the top 10 here with, for instance, Buckhead in the neighborhood of Buckhead featuring 25 different brands of Mexican cuisines. Now, upon having a look at the overview, you can have the site selection, which is where we go straight into the meat of the platform. This is where, if we filter towards the center, we start to, first of all, have a look into where all Mexican restaurants are. Here you can see there's about 750 in Atlanta, of which 115 are Taco Bells. If we just want to focus on Taco Bells, we can see them right here. Now, before we start looking into the other ones, let's assume that I've already went out and looked into 3 different spots in Atlanta that I'd like to measure. One of them being here in Spring Street, and it was on this side. So by looking into and pressing explore on this particular site, I'll have an overview of certain metrics such as population, household, individual income, and some other information on uh, the population that is nearby within the circle, within what we call the sales territory of that particular location. This sales territory can be changed by selecting the radius or travel distance, or by time. So for instance, if we do driving time within 10 minutes, which is very common for food delivery, we get to see that this particular location would cover a significant this whole portion of Atlanta, and everything that you see on the data side, being population, household, individual income, and so on, they're all changed based on this information. So there's a variety of information, and you can also look into the street view just to familiarize yourself with the neighborhood. So once you're done going through the various demographics that we have, and households and restaurants and so on, all the data that we have there to analyze your location, you can save the location to then compare with the others. So if we say that we have another location in East Atlanta, let's say that we have an option to have one somewhere around here. Let's say that we save that too. Now you can see both of the locations, one up north and one in East Atlanta. Let's say another one that we're looking would be in Capitol View, somewhere around here. And we save that one too. Now we have the three locations that we previously looked at, and now we want to compare them in terms of their statistics. We do have their sales territories here outlined, as you can see. So now we can see the different statistics of each site and compare them here on our comparison table. You can do that across several different variables which we're constantly adding. Let's say that you'd like to use population, medium and high income households, and which will appear as you select them. You can then sort or filter by every one of these columns to give you the ones that are the best one depending on what you're looking after, and every single one of them will tell you something like in this particular case population, you can see you'd cover 3.8% of Atlanta, whereas here is almost 5%. Same with individual income. This tells you that it's 55% above the average of the city, whereas a place like the southern location that we're looking at is actually 35% below. All this information can then be exported so that you can download it as CSV so that you can further look into it with your own data. Thank you very much.